6.
So turn 6 is a real kick in the nuts.
Uh-oh. Really?
I remember this one. Yep.
Okay.
So go ahead and watch the battle.
Oh, ouch. Aha.
Yeah. So, surprise,
Ooh.
there's air mages spinning orb lightning.
Oh, the inevitable hidden cloud mages. Yeah,
Yes.
they can whack anybody. I mean, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, so this was just kind of one of the minions has a fair amount of kind of random variants. It's part of what makes it fun. But like I said, this just as I got my expansion party up to where I thought it would pretty much stomp over indies indefinitely, it immediately gets wiped out.
Yeah. That's the way it happens. It's
So,
very,
like
very
one of the
commonplace.
things, the kind of the miserable position in right this second, which is not quite as bad as it seems, but it seems pretty awful, is I now control 3 provinces on turn 6 with no expansion party.
Right. But your prophet didn't get killed, did he?
No. I don't believe so.
Boy, that's rough. Yeah, that's rough. Oh, I don't need to see more of that.
Yeah, it was a bad turn.
None made it back. So the only one that survived was your prophet. You lost everything else. Oh no, you got 4 of them. There you go. Not much. But you got a nice expansion party sitting at home, and what's happening over here? You've got a few, and you're recruiting a few more. So good to go. And you're getting another commander there, and you've pretty much spent all your gold. So. Oh, and you're prepping your next set of gear.
Yep.
And
so I already have 1 set forged, and I'm forging a second set. With the anticipation of sending out 2 Malachi thugs as soon as Alteration 3 is done research.
Right. And where are you at on the research?
I believe 2 more turns, so not next turn. Yeah.
Not too bad. Okay. Well, not much else to say about turn 6, so let's go on to turn 7.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Funny. Ah, and there we go. So, kind of bringing all these guys. Okay, now trick for people who may or may not know. I think most people who hang around any of the videos by any of us know it. But the Y key is so very handy.
Very much so.
But there we are. So you've kept your camels in the very, very back.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
The
The commanders you're using as troops. Okay. Yeah, you're actually giving them jobs, fire and keep distance.
So the primary reason why I do that is because otherwise they tend to run forward and get targeted by indies firing at archers. So their primary role at this point is to make hawks. I don't want them to die. They're kind of squishy. They have a relatively high defense, but they have human-sized hit points and no defense. No
and no shield.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
no
they
shield, so.
they don't deal well to enemy archer fire. So that's why I have them in the back. They spawn their hawks fine, and just I try to keep them back as far as I can.
This makes me think of Lawrence of Arabia. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, totally that look of Lawrence. I'm very fond of that show. A few months ago, I had both my kids over, and we went to my mom's place, and we had a sit-down festival. God, I forgot how long that crazy show is, though.
Yeah.
My mom's place has a great big 50-inch TV, so that actually did a movie like that credit, because to watch the grand old epic movies on little screens, you're better off to watch them on a laptop and pull it right close to your face.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, you're still pumping out everything. So, yeah, obviously you're not doing your gold surge yet.
Yep. So,
you've emptied your treasury.
Yeah. So, we have got a pretty solid expansion party now. Got a critical mass of the Jan guards, and I believe we have just 1 more turn of researching before we can send out our thugs. Yeah,
if you'd known those cloud mages were there, it would have opened up the option for various kinds. I bet you your silly little hawks would be decent bait for that.
Yep. They were very useful. That would be one. I find a lot of uses for those hawks.
Cool. Okay, so this is 7, so we definitely want to watch 8. 8 looks like it's going to be very interesting. And thanks for the way you archive these. This is very easy to deal with.
Excellent. Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, it saved me. I know this whole archiving for doing videos is somewhat of a nuisance, and the other pain in the butt is keeping old versions of the patches around. And I used to always maintain them, so I've got multiple installations of Dominions.
Oh yeah, that's pain.
But I was going to go back to some of my interesting older games from the first year of Dominions 5, and it's just too much of a pain in the butt to get the patches. Johan did say he would be willing to help with that.
Cool.
But there's no easy way to do it. When they moved to the Steam upgrading process, that made it harder.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, what you got here? Oh, villains. Oh, well, you handled that well.
Yeah, Indy attacks. So we do kind of get set up for good defense later on. During like year 1, Indy attacks can be a pain. In that case, we got lucky.
Yeah. I should have asked that. PD8, interesting number. I sort of have these rules of thumb where I go 1, 6, and 11. 6 because it looks the same as 19 on the scout report, so it's just a bit of disinformation.
So I find that I follow that same logic. The reason I bump it up just a hair above that often is depending on the specific troop type. You often, if you find a specific sweet spot, and so I believe the 7s you get an extra heavy cavalry. The 8s I don't know what was there, but I just usually find a sweet spot right around there.
Extra heavy infantry. It looks like. Yeah, there you go. Every 2. So, that makes sense. Because 6 is very inexpensive.
Yep.
And I mean, all 1 will stop is a scout attack. 6 will often stop things like, well, Hawks are a lot tougher than they used to be.
But like you can see right here, the value that paid off super immediately, stopping that high-income province from being raided by villains.
Yeah, it sure did. Yeah, look at that. Now, okay, so this is the one we really want to. I want to see how this turned out, how these Hawks work. I'm gonna keep it on slow. So there they are. So you've got a total of what, 12? It looks like.
Yep. So like I said, it's 1 Hawk per troop, and then it's 1 to 3 per command.
Okay.
It says random.
Oh, we can't. Can we look at them? Oh yeah, dive attack. Oh, 7 damage. Not bad.
Yep. And like I said, they have a 16 defense, so they often last a little longer than you might expect.
Definitely a formation breaker.
Yep.
All right. So let's see how this plays out. I'm gonna slow that down a bit. And look at that. Yeah. Totally. What are those guys? Are they running away? Those 2 militias in the back.
No, I think they're fighting with Hawks behind them. Are they?
Well, I don't know. I'm just surprised they're that far back.
Oh yeah.
I know there's been some. Johan did with the AI changes in Dominions 5. You can't spoof independence as easily as you could before. Oh, there's your spell. That worked.
Yep.
Look at that.
And I think it made him bleed too.
And he's done. He's done. Yeah. Defense to 0 for being in vines. Yeah, nice. Oh, that totally. Look at that formation. All the cavalry are scattered. Heavy infantry are scattered.
Yeah, and so as you can see, this expansion party that I had would easily handle a much more substantial defending force.
Absolutely, because you've already torn up their formation into all kinds of shreds.
Yep.
And there's another smite. Wow. No, that's where we're going. And the heavy cavalry are missing on their first lance attacks.
Yeah. Well, the lance attacks largely got soaked up. Too.
Oh, soaked up by Hawks. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. Double whammy. Oh yeah. Yeah, the bows aren't doing a lot, but
yeah, the Hawks were the real money there.
Absolutely. Well,
and
sadly, all kinds. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the bows too are a lot more effective than different type of troops. One of the things that I find is that the Malachi thugs are very tough against most indies, but they have a hard time against specifically like barbarians and bone tribe. But that is exactly where you want to have some archer fire.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay. This one, I don't think we need to see that. And out comes your Malachite. Now let's look at some scripts here. What's meditation?
Meditation is self-bless. So it's a blessing that targets just yourself, please.
Oh, okay. But for, I assume, fatigue of 0. Oh, yeah. Okay, handy. Channel Divine Poison. What's that?
So one of the things that Dominions Enhance adds is some holy spells that are based on the primary path of the pretender, but can only be cast by holy mages with that path. So this one isn't particularly relevant to the build that we're doing here, but basically, if you have holy mages that share a path with your pretender, there's a nice little spell for them to cast in Dominions Enhance.
Yeah, okay. Short range, relatively, but not bad. At least it's not a touch spell. Touch spells might as well not be in the game. They just don't work.
There are some very small niche for it.
Yeah, but it's just such a fuss budget. Oh.
Yeah. So you can see.
We got 2 guys with purple flags. I hate that when the flags are too close together. I was going to say that nation looks huge, and then I realized that was 2 different nations.
Yeah. So that's thematically, it's kind of interesting here because that's Scaleria and Aramor. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The 2 death dominions are right beside each other.
And yeah, and there's some. I won't reveal stuff that's coming up, but yeah,
that's okay. Game. Yeah, let's not muck up too many of the spoilers.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So you can see with the Malachite thugs, they are next to invincible against any humans that are wielding spears, and also they do really well against heavy cavalry.
Okay.
So you want to watch out for barbarians, bone tribe, but you don't want to go attack lizards with them.
Lizards, but the classics.
Yeah, but most stuff, they just plow through almost anything, so pretty aggressive with pushing with them, as you see as I expand through here. Also, my Janguard expansion party, it's pretty solid at this point with that critical mass.
And you're going to go... well, the Magi, it looks like the Cloud Magi lost all the troops, so you'll be able to take them.
They lost all the troops, and they also burned through all their gems. It was so brutal because we were burning through gems, spamming Orb Lightning.
See, I might have gone... Just an idea. I might have taken your front line, split it into 2, and had it right up front, and had it rush.
Well, the other piece that I think maybe you're forgetting at this point is I got Hawks flying forward as well.
Oh yeah. Good point. Because often when I have to take things like Cloud Magi out or whatever, I put them back on block formation, and I just try to push them forward as hard as I can. Like a bunny.
Yeah. So so this gives another good example. I find a lot of use.
Okay.
Particularly because they respawn each combat, so they're totally expendable.
Okay. I'm going to try to get us to turn 10 and then call it a day.
All right.
I think that's a good 10 turns. Should have some good, interesting things to watch today. Or this one. Your scout spotted Shiniyama. Okay, nothing too special there. Why is he running the Child of Oni around with it? I guess, suppose we could see. Kind of wondering why you'd send a mage out just to kill some indies, but that's just me. So let's watch.
So as you can see, my expansion's really picking up steam now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Free for turn.
Okay, that's working fine. She's already mirror imaged.
Already ethereal as well.
Wow. Boy, those are pretty brutal.
Yeah. Like I said, I just love seeing like the little 44s and stuff pop up. You'll see a lot of 5s pop up too, because that's the damage cap that gets by his armor leg.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, probably about the only limitation with them is they don't have more than 1 attack. But your fatigue is excellent. Got no
And
troubles there.
where we're gonna be going with these two is once you get up to enchant 3 fire shield, and that really does the wider area damage need.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's pretty straightforward. There wasn't a whole heck of a lot you needed to see. She didn't even take a hit.
No.
Nothing penetrated. Not even a single light one.
Yeah, to even have the mist form kick in, she has to be hit by something that gets past the repel, gets past the mirror image, gets past the ethereal, then overcomes her protection, which is pretty substantial. So I think they usually don't even take one hit.
I forgot to even. Well, let's look at this one. This one might have been a little bit tougher. I forgot to have a look at her protection stats there. Speed that up. I don't need to see her buff cycle. So, okay, well, that was just heavy cavalry.
All right, and so that's enough heavy cavalry that could actually be problematical for some person. Not her.
Look at that. 27 protection. Wow.
Yeah, and so that's why we went ahead and forged the ringmail for and waited for the iron skin. And it just makes her, like I said, pretty much invincible. Barbarians, I find when they just have attack after attack, they end up getting lucky too often.
Yes.
But against regular stuff, she's supposed to.
Well, in one of my team games, we had Fomori as our opponent, and he came at us with the Fomorian King, and he had mist form and everything, and one Indy got a lucky hit, and boom, that was it. But even so, the problem was it was just PD, but the PD had, I think it was Barb PD, and that's the problem, right?
Yep.
It always has that chance of cracking that mist form.
Yep.
Interesting thing we had to talk about, but it can wait for another time, is changes to the way Rust works and how much weaker it is now.
Yeah, that was one of the avenues that I tried to explore with this build, because those Carib, those E1s, you can get them up to casting destruction and some other stuff, but I just found it really wasn't worth it.
Well, if you look carefully at what happened with the math, you can see why. The chances of breaking the armor after you've rusted it are so slow, or so low. So we're on 9 here, I guess.
So as you can see, I'm doing exactly what I was talking about before, where you can see my my thugs are now going to, particularly the south, you can see I'm going to try and carve off some indies as my expand. You like that kind of spiral you were talking about?
Yeah, and barring meeting up with somebody's really nasty awake monster, there's not really any chance of losing to an expansion bump.
Yep, and also, even when things go ugly, you have a very good chance of retreating because you're flying.
All right. Well, let's jump to 10. We'll watch that one, and then I need a bio break.
Yep.
Oh, you got them in the Hall of Fame. That's nice. And you did bump up against Ermor.
Yeah.
That was quick.
So this is actually kind of an interesting. But this is exactly what I was talking about. Things did go bad, and I retreated. I took some afflictions, but the frustrating thing here is that I ended up watch the battle. I'll just shut up and let it watch first.
Yeah. Let's go. Well, I guess the big thing is, what's his bless? I'm assuming he is blessing. Okay, how's he going to bless those guys? Oh, no, he's not blessing. I'm a little surprised by this.
I was too.
Why would you not send a priest?
So pretty easily wipe out their sacreds.
It's only 2.
Yep.
And a pile of javelins. Now, those are just long spears.
Yep.
Big whoopie-doo. I guess you just had a little bit of bad luck.
Yep. So how this plays out is rapiers end up being remarkably effective at repelling. I would have thought that my morale, which is pretty high, would have overcome that, but they just end up stalling me out for a very long time.
Yeah, yeah, that. You're really not hitting. Odd. I'm kind of surprised. I thought you would have clearly wiped that one out, but
I did too. So this ends up running, I think, up a turn timer because I just can't damage them and they can't overcome my regen.
right. And then
But then I just
nickel and dime you. Yeah. Okay. I don't see any point in watching you too much more. Somebody wants to get
so
into
like
the
the repel there, it really surprised me. Because my morale's high enough that I thought I attacked through the repel, but if you look at the combat, I was like, let me look at the combat log. That really surprised me, and it's just repel after repel after repel.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not going to try to look over. We'll put on a little bit of it there, but yeah, hit for 0, hit for 0, hit for 0. I'm just looking for when she takes a swing. Repelled. Look at that. Son of a gun.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. Over and over again.
So like watching that, because it ends up being repelled like 50 times in a row or something like that, which made me think that I must be missing something in the mechanic.
Well, their morale applies, doesn't it?
I thought that my understanding, which, as I said, I feel like I must be missing something, was that in order for the repel to be effective, they have to hit through my defense. Then I have to fail a morale check. But that doesn't seem to be the case in this battle, because my morale's high enough that I should not have failed that like 50 times.
Yeah, it sure doesn't. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I don't pay a lot of attention to morale. It's only once in a while that it's critical, but there was a critical example. And then what happened here, and that one you did, no problem. So how badly mangled is, where was she where she had that fight? Up here?
In the north side, yeah.
So, yeah, she did get, well, limp, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the real thing that hurts here is that her map move is compromised.
Yes.
So it makes it harder for expansion, but she's still capable of stomping on indies, so still expanding with her.
Good. What'd you get for heroic precision? Well, not terribly helpful, but later on you can turn her into a battle mage or something.
Yep, exactly, because we're definitely going to have a need for that later.
What about this lady? What did she get? Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's a nice one. Very, very nice one.
Yep.
Okay, so that's turn 10. We're running on an hour. I'll probably split this into 2. Oh, you started your citadel. Okay, there you go. And where are you going?
Yep, you got a third thug moving out.
Oh, you're going to start a second fort? Where's this guy going?
Yes.
There? No, there. Oh, you're just going to... Oh, I see. You needed a blesser.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And where's your prophet now? He's up over here. He had a good fight. Oh, yeah. Problems there. All right. You got anything else for a wrap-up?
No. So, as you see, I'm being pretty aggressive. I got my third thug coming out now, and my second Vanguard. So, we've got 5 expansion parties now. So, catching up really, really fast from that slow initial start.
Yeah, but it was only 5-6 turns. Well, by turn 7, you were cooking.
Yeah.
So
one other point to point out for this game is that there are 20 provinces per player, so it's a relatively big map.
Oh, that is pretty big, yeah.
So that's part of why I'm being pretty aggressive how I push out.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining in with me, and we'll do another 10 turns in a day or two. I'll do up a little bit of fancier work with this, maybe give it a title page and some background music that's legal. As it turned out, I got a copyright strike when I let the game music play, because that Peter Gunn or whatever, who made the music for Dominions 5, he's not authorizing it to be used that way, so I left it off.
Wow. One other thing that I want to mention, so I do have a guide for Daba that I've written up. I'm going to be publishing it once this game's done, so I don't want to publish it before the game's over and tip all my cards out. But I do have that guide that I'll be putting out.
Sounds good. And are you going to put it on the wiki?
Yep, that's the plan.
Good, good. All right. Well, thanks for everybody who's viewing. This is going to be a short one because it had a particular purpose to it. We'll wind this up and be back with some more. I'm going to move these over onto YouTube so people can review them because they're more of a let's play than just a stream.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye-bye.